This is New York. This is Seattle. This is the future. This is a world that never existed. Except, none of them are. You've been watching the same city, pretending to be the entire world. Different shows, different stories, different worlds. And the longer you watch, the weirder it gets, because you start recognizing things. Not the characters, not the story, the street, that corner, that alley. You have definitely seen that alley before. You start to notice something. The same intersections, the same buildings, the same city over and over again. Almost all of this is Vancouver.
The Hollywood North. The most watched city on Earth that nobody ever actually sees. Here's how Hollywood does it. Layer 1. Redressing. Every storefront, every street sign, every detail visible to the camera gets replaced. American license plates, U.S. mailboxes, fake business names designed to feel generic, familiar but not specific. The crew isn't faking a city. They're just replacing the parts your eye naturally scans for.
Your brain reads a street sign, sees an American flag in the background, catches a yellow cab passing through frame, and it decides. And once your brain decides where you are, it locks in. Everything else just confirms what it already believes.
This is the Vancouver Art Gallery. Dress it up with a Gotham sign, and it becomes the city Bruce Wayne calls home. Layer 2. Camera discipline. The second layer is what the camera refuses to show you, because the real trick is not what is in the frame, it is what gets left out. Cinematographers are trained to shoot tight, cutting out anything that could break the illusion. No wide shots that might catch the mountain range sitting right behind the city, no angles that reveal the coastline, no establishing shots that let your eyes wander too far. Every frame is a deliberate decision. The camera becomes less of a recording device and more of a filter, carefully controlling exactly what your eyes are allowed to land on. Just enough to believe, never enough to question. Layer 3. Color and light. The third layer is the one most people overlook, color grading. You can take a single street in Vancouver, same angle, same lighting, same moment, and transform it into an entirely different city, just in post. Shift everything toward cold blues and muted grays, and suddenly you're in the American Northeast. Strip out the warmth, boost the contrast, and it starts to feel like a gritty crime drama set in Chicago or Detroit. Push it toward warm amber tones, and now you're somewhere deep in the American South. Nothing about the location changed, only the color did. Filmmakers have understood this for decades. Color doesn't just set the mood, it quietly tells your brain where you are before a single line is spoken. Control the light, control the emotion, and you control the city your audience believes they're seeing. And when the physical disguise still isn't enough, they finish the illusion digitally. A plain Vancouver rooftop suddenly becomes the middle of Manhattan. Add a CGI skyline, some atmospheric haze, a few yellow taxis composited into the streets below, and within hours, the city transforms into New York. That local waterfront, it might become a fictional coastal town in a superhero series. A quiet Canadian street can turn into Chicago, Seattle, or even a completely made-up city that doesn't exist anywhere in the world. Because in modern filmmaking, the real location is only the starting point. The buildings, the weather, the skylines, the distant mountains, even entire neighborhoods can all be altered in post-production. Filmmakers call it extending the world. They shoot what's practical in real life, then digitally build everything the camera can't capture. So when you watch a show and think, there's no way they filmed this in Vancouver, there's a good chance they actually did. The streets are real, the actors are real, but everything above the eye line, sometimes completely artificial. So why doesn't everyone catch this?
Because your brain isn't actually studying the city, it's following the story. The moment a character says, "Welcome to New York," your brain immediately locks onto that idea. A subway sign flashes past the screen, someone mentions Brooklyn, a yellow cab crosses frame for half a second, and just like that, the illusion is complete. You stop analyzing the buildings. You stop questioning the streets. Your brain fills in the missing pieces on its own. Psychologists call this environmental priming. Once your mind is given a believable context, it starts searching for details that confirm the story instead of details that contradict it. Filmmakers understand this incredibly well. In fact, entire productions are designed around it. Every prop is intentional. Every street sign is chosen carefully. Every camera angle hides the details that would break the illusion and emphasizes the ones that reinforce it. They don't need to perfectly recreate New York. They just need to trigger your mental version of New York. That's why a single establishing shot, a police siren, and a mention of Queens can convince millions of viewers they're in Manhattan, even if the scene was filmed thousands of miles away in Vancouver. Movies and TV shows aren't trying to fool your eyes. They're trying to guide your assumptions. And once your brain accepts the setting, it stops asking questions.
None of this happened by accident. Vancouver became Hollywood North through decades of deliberate economic strategy. First, cost. Canada's dollar exchange rate and British Columbia's tax incentive program mean productions can save 25 to 40% compared to filming in American cities. On a $50 million TV season, that's a real number. Second, versatility. Vancouver's architecture is deliberately neutral. It was built during an era of generic North American urban design, which means it looks like everywhere and nowhere at the same time. There's no iconic skyline that gives it away, no architectural signature that screams Canada. Third, infrastructure. After decades of productions, Vancouver now has one of the most developed film industries outside of Los Angeles. Experienced crews, specialized equipment, standing sets, and studio space, all in one city. Moving a production to Vancouver isn't a compromise. For most studios, it's the obvious choice. And the list of productions filmed here is not what most people expect. These are not small, independent films shooting on a tight budget. These are blockbusters, primetime television, shows with millions of viewers every week, all of them choosing Vancouver over everywhere else. So the next time you see a rain-soaked New York street in a crime drama, or a massive Chicago boulevard in a superhero series, or a quiet suburban neighborhood somewhere in Middle America, look closer. Not at the actors, not at the dialogue. Look at the street itself. The shape of the intersections, the glass towers in the distance, the sidewalks, the alleys, the trees. Because there's a very good chance you've seen that exact same street before, just pretending to be somewhere else. Hollywood has turned this city into a chameleon. One block becomes New York. The next becomes Seattle. Then Chicago. Then a fictional city that doesn't even exist. And most people never notice.